On the World News tonight, Independent National Electoral Commission to conduct mock accreditation for governorship polls in Bayelsa, Imo, Kogi states. Tribunal affirms Sanwo-Olu's re-election as governor or as Lagos governor, dismisses PDP's petition. FCT minister gives 3-month grace to plot owners. Good evening and welcome to the World News, coming to you live from the studios of River State Television here in Port Harcourt. My name is Obuka Umeda. Do you love and care about River State and her peace? Let's build and take her to greater height. This is a task we must accomplish. You can watch RSTV News live on YouTube at RSTV Online and Facebook at RSTV22PH Online. You can subscribe and click the notification bell for updates on our live feeds. Now the news in details. The aims of the Society of Women Accountants of Nigeria, SWAN, is to bring together women in the accounting profession and promote the noble ideals of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria in the profession of its charters and status, and maintain high standard of efficiency and professional conduct. Chairperson, Society of Women Accountants of Nigeria, Port Harcourt Chapter, Dr. Agatha Bonaya, made the remarks at the 10th anniversary celebration of the Society in Port Harcourt. Nnamdi Olumi reports.
Dr. Bonaya explained that the Society of Women Accountants of Nigeria, Port Harcourt chapter, was inaugurated 10 years ago to empower and mentor female accountants to attain and maintain the ideals of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. Since then, the financial membership of the association has risen from 36 to 88 within a short period of time. She says SWAN is passionate about the welfare and well-being of indigent persons, especially women in society, and has organized trainings and awareness programs, provided empowerment tools and materials to beneficiaries such as sewing machines and grinding machines, with the determination to make the society a better place. The 10th chairperson said the association has organized a monthly technical session where members are taught issues relating to health, professional skills, relationships, marriage, and family, and expressed optimism that through the scholarship, empowerment, and Catch Them Young program, the society is ready to contribute in building a better society and raising the banner of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria.
Where you train and you empower, you have built a community of good, and is a way that we have chosen to, build a better society. There are a lot of youth, taking the wrong way, but when they see that there is hope can come from anywhere. I think it will go a long way in strengthening their mentality and making them believe that they can actually make it in life.
Mayor, Port Harcourt City Council Orwell Ihunda, represented by the Vice Chairman Tamnotonye Douglas, commended the female accountants for touching lives in diverse ways through the empowerment and scholarship program since inception 10 years ago, and urged them not to relent but continue of and
so that if the best would you life
who were of the so to swap
that's this
there is joy in me that which I can't speak. It's only God that sees my heart.
including those of TV.
At least ago was Jubilee of Great Gladness, which was attended by leaders of the church, including the church conference chairman, Reverend Samuel Ibukiba. Justice Ihun has more.
United Evangelical Church, formerly known as Kwaibo Church, was established in Alessa, Eleme in 1973, and this formed the basis for the merriment as the congregation reflected on how God piloted the church for 50 years. The 50th celebration was also an avenue for the church to be positioned for higher grounds, as the church also launched 100 million naira building project. In a message, chairman of the conference of the church, Reverend Samuel Ebukiba, who spoke on the topic, Gratitude of Great Things of Gladness, challenged the church to have an attitude of gratitude to God to attract more blessings, adding that praises to God guarantees victory and elevation. Drawing his text from Luke chapter 17, verses 11 to 19, Reverend Ebukiba pointed out that gratitude which comes from the heart must be expressed, commendable, rewarding, and lack of gratitude, condemnable.
Whatever we may be in life is because of Him. So we need to come back to Him and appreciate Him. So Christians have that responsibility. Seeing where they are, to always return to God with gratitude.
The Superintendent, Eleme Township Superintendency, Reverend Etin Johnny, and the host, Reverend Shem Omale, spoke on the essence of the celebration and what the future holds.
See, the Lord that helped, the Lord that led, the Lord that has been with us these past 50 years is the same God. So He will continue to show our grace, strength, and the church will keep marching on.
I'm expecting more zeal in the service of God, and we are encouraged to go out and win more souls, so many other branches will be open and to celebrate their own 50 years.
On their part, chairman of the occasion, church committee and Golden Jubilee committee said the celebration was in recognition of God's love and faithfulness.
Our joy knows no bounds as reminiscence of how God has piloted the affairs of this church since 1973.
You can see in our church, we have a visiting place for the worship of the children. That's why we want to raise a good fund, so we can have a visiting upstairs with galleries for the children to worship God in a good atmosphere.
We have been planning this thing for a very long time, hoping for success. But today, the donation, the number of people who attended, it is God great.
There were choir presentations, launching of church history book, and Golden Jubilee building. Justice Ihun, RSTV News.
The 2023 Annual Sunday School Workers Seminar of Assemblies of God, Northern Rivers District, has ended with a call on Sunday school workers to improve their knowledge to enhance service delivery. The theme for the seminar is Growing and Sustaining the Church through Transformational Sunday School. Namdi Olimi reports.
Northern Rivers District Superintendent, Assemblies of God, Reverend Joseph Carlo, said the purpose of the annual program is to sharpen the knowledge and intellect of Sunday school workers to function effectively in changing times. He said for Sunday school to perform its role, it must provide a conducive environment for newcomers, while the leadership of Sunday school is expected to undertake regular training for its workers. According to him, celebrations, worship, friendliness, and adequate facilities and care for the children department are some measures that can attract people to church and make Sunday school successful.
My message to the entire church is people to still have the zeal for the Sunday school. I know in Assemblies of God as a tradition, the Sunday school starts by 8 a.m. and every member of the church is encouraged to be there.
The guest preacher, Reverend Chukwu Debelu Izuchukwu, who spoke on the topic, factors that sabotage church growth, said pressing and personal issues are not only handled in the Sunday school, repentance also takes place there. He enumerated factors that hinders church growth to include improper management of time, lack of appropriate technology, numerous church services and activities, and recommended regular training and retraining for Sunday school workers, use of information and communication technologies, and modernization as the way forward.
There are people who work on Sundays. There are people who go to school on Sundays. There are people who travel on Sundays. The things we used to do in those days, when there was nothing like Sunday work, we can't do them now and expect to retain that level of membership.
On their part, District Sunday School Coordinator Reverend Isaac Kukigam and the Chairman Sunday School Workers Seminar Organizing Committee Ogechukwu Okando described the event as a huge success and advised participants to put into practice the knowledge acquired.
It has been a very impactful program, ensuring that the Sunday school workers are brought up to date to be able to teach and to impart the membership in the work of the Lord.
What they learn today, they should go and practicalize it. That's it. More especially the Sunday school officers. Even though there wasn't time to be able to take them through, it's most important to them because they are the strength of the Sunday school.
Other topics discussed at the seminar include the cost and cost of kingdom business, the invincible power in a Sunday school worker, flexible and innovative Sunday school class, among others. Nnamdi Olimini, RSTV News.
The federal government has revealed plans to mark Nigeria's 63rd independence anniversary, which is scheduled for October 1, 2023, in a low-key way. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akumi, said this during a press conference in Abuja, with the federal government also not inviting any world leaders. Akumi further told journalists that the decision not to invite any world leader for the 63rd independence anniversary was taken in line with the government's option for a low-key celebration. Akumi, while speaking on national interest, said Nigerians have all agreed to live in a peaceful, united, prosperous country despite our diversity. He added that without all these, no nation can move forward, and that the federal government is making sure that our national interest is not undermined. According to the SGF, the 63rd Independence Anniversary celebration is particularly important at this time, having witnessed an unbroken democratic record since 1999, as well as the seamless, successful, and peaceful presidential transition program from one government to another. He said that the government is working assiduously to provide the necessary palliatives so as to mitigate such challenges, and also the provision of buses to ease hardship on transportation, among others. At the same time, the government is engaging with labor in order to address areas of concern for the well-being of all Nigerian workers and Nigerians generally. Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, is organizing a mock accreditation exercise in 27 polling units across 3 states where off-cycle governorship elections are scheduled for later this year. The exercise, which is to test run the bimodal voter accreditation system, BVAS, ahead of the election, will be conducted in the 3 states on Saturday, October 14, 2023. INEC, in a statement signed by its National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee, Sam Olumekong, who disclosed this in a statement in Abuja on Monday, said that the mock accreditation would include using the bimodal voter accreditation system and upload of polling unit results to the INEC result viewing portal. Olumekong said the exercise would take place simultaneously in a maximum of 3 polling units per senatorial district across 3 states. Do you love and care about Rivers State and her peace? Let's build and take her to greater heights. This is a task we must accomplish. You can watch RSTV News live on YouTube at RSTV Online and Facebook at RSTV22PH Online. You can subscribe and click the notification bell for updates on our live feeds. Still to come, officials detained as Libya awaits inquiry into deadly floods. Details shortly.
The new Milo 3-in-1 Milky and Creamy is truly milky and contains calcium. No need to add milk for that rich, creamy cup, which helps to nourish and energize your kids.
Milo! Whenever I call you, I did not call myself. I didn't even want to be a pastor. Because you want to be a pastor, you go to theology school. I did not go to theology school. I didn't want to be a pastor. I wanted to travel to America. But God said, I have deposited something in you that will save so many nations. If I did not take this call, look at all those women delivering free in OPM hospital. What will be their fate? If I don't take this call, all the children in the 14 free schools that are going to school now, what will be their fate? How will they go to school? How will their life be? If I did not take this call, tell me, all these boys, all these girls, prostitute people from the street and rehabilitate. Many of them are getting married and their husband's house. All these cultists, armed robbers, now rehabilitate them. They are no longer going to armed robbery. What will be their fate? You know what God is doing in Rivers State through OPM? Bringing these people, changing their mindset. Armed robbers, killers, kidnappers. Many of them are pastors now. Many of them are working in oil companies. Many of them are doing legitimate things. They're no longer doing violent things. This is the reason why God is happy with OPM. OPM go after the unreached. Those people that churches find it difficult to reach, OPM go to reach them. If I did not take this call, tell me, how will their life be?
OPM, Dr. Jesus in action. Dr. Jesus in action. God is here.
This is RSTV World News. We bring you world-class news, accurate, first-hand, entertaining, balanced analysis. RSTV, Channel 22 Port Harcourt.
You're still watching the World News coming to you live from the studios of Rivers State Television here in Port Harcourt. Moving on now, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike has granted a 3-month grace window for 189 title holders who obtained buildings plan approval but are yet to commence development on the properties. In a statement by the Director of Information, FCT, Mr. Muhammad Hazard Sule, the minister said the affected owners are to commence development within the period or risk having their titles revoked in line with provisions of the law. The statement noted that consideration has been extended to only those individuals and corporate bodies who have shown desire to develop the properties situated within the Federal Capital City, FCC. According to the notification, owners of these plots were exempted from revocation due to their demonstrated commitment in developing the said plots through obtaining the necessary documents from the FCT administration. In view of this, the FCT administration appeals to the affected public institutions to ensure they follow the necessary guidelines and fulfill their obligation in order to avoid revocation due to continued contravention of terms of rights of occupancy. The Federal Capital Territory Police Command has said officials are investigating the cause of the fire incident at the Supreme Court in the early hours of Monday morning, while noting that the situation had been put under control following the intervention of police officers and firefighters. The command noted that 2 chambers belonging to 2 judges were affected by the fire. The spokesperson for the police in FCT, SP Josephine added that the properties destroyed during the outbreak were yet to be ascertained as of the time of filing this report. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court's Public Relations Officer, Festus Akande, has assured that the fire incidents that occurred this morning will not affect the presidential election petition. Akande made this known while speaking during an interview on a TV show. According to him, the fire incident will not affect anything in the court, as only replaceable books and computer equipment in the affected chambers were destroyed. The federal government on Monday admitted that most of the problems confronting Nigeria were caused by bad governance from the nation's leadership. The government, however, scored the administration of President Bola Tinubu high for his sound decision on the Central Bank of Nigeria, saying the report of audit by a special investigator will be out soon. Tinubu had, in a letter dated July 28, 2023, named the Chief Executive Officer of the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria, Jim Obaze, as a special investigator for the CBN. The President asked the special investigator to investigate CBN and key government business entities, adding that the investigator will report directly to the President's office. But answering questions from journalists during a press conference in Abuja on the 63rd Independence Anniversary of Nigeria, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation and former Governor of Benue State, George Akumi, said Nigerians would know what really went wrong and what brought the country to its present situation. Lagos State Governorship Election Tribunal has affirmed the re-election of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and dismissed the petition of the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Olajide Adediran. PDP candidate, popularly known as Jador, had challenged the return of Sanwo-Olu and his deputy, Bafemi Hamzat, in a ruling by Justice Mikal Abdullahi. Sanwo-Olu and his deputy, Dr. Hamzat, were qualified to contest the March 18, 2023 governorship election in the state under Section 177 of the Constitution. Earlier, the tribunal also struck out the names of the Labour Party and its candidate, Rose Vivo, among the list of respondents, saying a petition is contemplated to be filed between the winner and the loser of an election and not between two persons who lost. And to African stories now. And on the foreign scene comes a report that Libya's chief prosecutor has ordered the detention of 8 current and former officials pending a full inquiry into the collapse of 2 dams during torrential rain that left thousands dead in the port city of Derna this month. There have been widespread claims that local officials knew the dams were too weak to withstand flooding, but for various reasons, no structural repairs were undertaken. The Libya State Audit Bureau has submitted evidence that funds were made available for repair work that was never undertaken. The floods occurred when rain from Storm Daniel poured over the dams, swelling a river that went through the center of Derna, causing hundreds of houses to collapse and bodies to be washed out to sea. The death toll remained between 4,000 and 10,000 and may never be verified. 16 people are facing criminal prosecution. The detentions are focused on officials that either currently or previously worked in water resources and dam management, raising fears that the higher level politicians who have shaped politics in eastern Libya since the Western-backed fall of Muammar Gaddafi in 2011 intend to avoid punishments. On entertainment, Nollywood actor, singer, songwriter, and filmmaker Charles Granville is dead. Venice Raymond has more on this and other entertainment stories.
According to a statement by the family, the tinsel actor died after a protracted illness on Thursday, September 21st. The statement, signed by a family member, Iyenemi Somari Granville, added that the funeral arrangements will be communicated in due course. Until his death, Granville chaired the Advisory Committee on Arts and Entertainment. His filmology included Last Flight to Abuja, Impossible Relationship, Dowry Man, and a soon-to-be-released movie Locked. Afrima has expressed sadness over the passing of a Nigerian street pop sensation Mohbad. The All African Music Awards Afrima has emphasized the importance of regulating and institutionalizing the music entertainment industry as it joins millions of African youth and music fans to express grief over the demise of the Nigerian singer Ilerioluwa Oladimeji. The president and executive producer Afrima, Mike Dada, in a statement, while lamenting that Africa has lost a promising talent in its growing music industry in a shocking manner, noted that institutionalization of the music entertainment industry remains a top priority in curbing the unprofessional practices that have been existing in the industry in Africa. A tentative deal has been reached to end the long-running strike by writers in Hollywood. The Writers Guild of America announced the deal with the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, the group which represents studios, streaming services, and producers in negotiations. The 3-year contract agreement settled on after 5 days of renewed talks by negotiators from the Writers Guild of America and the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers must be approved by the Guild's board and members before the strike officially ends. The agreement comes just after 5 days before the strike would have become the longest in Guild's history and the longest Hollywood strike in decades. Benish Raymond, RSTV Entertainment News.
Many thanks to Benish Raymond for doing what she knows best in the entertainment world. Do you love and care about River State and her peace? Let's build and take her to greater heights. This is a task we must accomplish. You can watch RSTV News live on YouTube at RSTV Online and Facebook at RSTV 22PH Online. You can subscribe and click the notification bell for updates on our live feeds. To end the news and recap of some major stories, the Independent National Electoral Commission is set to conduct mock accreditation for governorship polls in Bayelsa, Imo, Kogi states. Tribunal has affirmed Sanwo-Olu's re-election as Lagos governor, dismissed PDP's petition. We also brought you a report that FCT minister has given 3-month grace to plot owners. That's the beats for tonight. Many thanks for joining us. I am Ubuka Umida. Good night.
RSTV World News. We bring you world-class news, accurate, first-hand, entertaining, balanced analysis. RSTV Channel 22 Port Harcourt.
I come from a people who believe.
Her people with the will and the way.